right in front of us before we even know it. So here we go. We've got all sorts of things to do today. It is looking like a beautiful day outside. The rain that was supposed to be here, I'm hoping it's done for the day. Well, for the daytime. It looks like I got blue skies out that window, clouds out that one, maybe some snow on the mountains. So, if there's ever any pressure to get things done, it's time, right? So, let's get it done. And it's going to be a crazy day. Anyways, um, I'm going to get up and show my routine again here. It's not really necessarily a routine because it changes a little bit all the time. But I'm going to get ready and then try to show how my day starts off because I have a whole crazy list of things to do outside and not near enough time and not near enough legs to get it done. So I'm gonna get out there and get it hit as quick and as hard as I can. I've been working on Andrea's grocery getter. We got her a car. If you're not familiar with the term grocery getter, got her a car. It's a 2003 uh, Hummer vehicle, and it's pretty cool. I really like it. It's got some decent miles on it. It's in really good shape inside, and the way it runs out, and all that good stuff. And I tore into it to start doing, I think, just the brakes, and ended up finding all sorts of things to put in repair along the way. So, on my list of things to do before the snow flies and all that crazy stuff is to get this done. It's been spread out along too big of a course of time. There's been so much going on between everything that we've got going on and the time it takes to get out there and hit stuff. It's man, it really limits the amount of workable time, I swear. So I'm gonna uh, work on some of that today. I was out working on it till late last night and pulled apart a bunch of the dash stuff. Your car stereo, all the good, easy stuff. And, whoa, sorry, I just saw something flash across the screen. Somebody was talking about getting hit by an e-bike or something. I would not. So, whoever got that story going. Anyways, that was a little bit of distraction. So, anyways, I'm going to get out there and get all this stuff going, and then we'll come back and figure that mystery out. But tore into the car last night and found a whole bunch of more really redneck wiring, we'll say, where wires are twisted together and just have like regular tape over the things. It's pretty crazy looking. So that, and as I was working my way into that, found however many years worth of soda and goo and everything. So I've got a bunch of parts that I need to clean in the tub before I even head out there. So anyways, got a lot, a lot to do, a lot going on, and gonna be productive. So I'm gonna hurry and get ready. Show a little bit more about what it takes. We've got our oldest daughter came over to take Marley, who's usually our little runaround girl for the day. Kayla's been coming over to help out and spend some time with her so that we can accomplish all these things that we know we need to do. So we're going to get it done. Um, Hopefully everybody else is being productive and getting things done on your lists. I am drinking a protein shake. It's got whey protein, which is supposed to heal these wounds that I've been battling for so long. Maybe that's part of the reason why it has been doing so much better. And it's maybe that's what's working. So doing that, but I mixed it with some of this mushroom coffee that we've been drinking. It's like either a coffee or the other drink is a chicory. It's like a probably similar to coffee, but it's not coffee leaves. It's a root of some kind, and it's pretty decent too. But it doesn't have the benefits of the coffee either part of it. But been using that, and it has really helped out with a lot of the inflammation. So I scooped some of that coffee powder into my morning protein shake, and that's my secret to getting started, I guess. So I will hit the meds with that and show how you get dressed sitting down without using your legs. It's kind of interesting, and it's been something. Um, I remember, yeah. Anyways, when I was way back when I was in the hospital, I remember I never got dressed outside of laying on the bed, just because the occupational therapist would come in and that's what they'd want you to do. But at home, as soon as I got home, I was like, this is not working for me. It takes way too long. So I figured out a way to do it in my chair, and it's a little bit quicker. And so every little bit of time that you can save in the day is a big reward. So um, here we go. After I get up, the first thing I do is my hair. Right there, boom. I should have put that on before I took my thumbnail photo for the day. And I need a haircut really bad. So we've been talking about that. Andrea took our son in to get a haircut recently and got a killer fade. And Andrea's been doing our hair, cutting all the boys' hairs in our family for as long as we've been together. And she does a killer job. But she wanted to step it up, and this guy had some crazy clippers, so we're going to be into the getting some fabulous shears to get through this stuff and blend it up nice. Right now, this is the second time I have to do it. Oh, wow, that was scary.
So tune in tomorrow for the haircut.
Yeah. Are the clippers going to be here already?
Yeah, they should be here tonight.
All right, I was going to say. So tomorrow, we'll be doing the haircut and trying these new clippers out. So make sure you come back tomorrow for haircut time.
Doing it on the live, you didn't specify.
Yeah, on the live. We'll be doing a live. So doing the haircut live. And trying these new clippers out. So Andrea usually does a killer job on all of it. But now she's like, Andrea can watch or see something and then she like replicates it, but like dials it up, I swear. Like does a better job. Like drawing stuff or doing things like that.
Oops.
And so, did you push the button too early?
Just did it in the toilet instead of garbage can.
Oh. I saw Andrea got a new toilet scrubber over there, and it's one that you scrub and then you push the button to eject it. And I heard her say, "Dang it." She punched it down the toilet. Oh, thought you were trying to show it off. I was like, dang. All right. Anyways. All right, so back to getting ready. Here we go. And, oh, yikes. Anyways, that's what I was saying is Andrea usually, like with drawing for the kids, she does the cutest drawings, and she can just like look at something and then she just knocks it out. It's super cute. So we have the girls will always be bringing things for her to draw and color and all sorts of stuff. But same thing with our haircuts. Like she'd never done any hair stuff, but and I used to be really she thought I was like a hair snob because my ex did hair, and I get my hair cut every couple of weeks, and always had a nice fade or whatever. And so she didn't want to get into that comparison or world or whatever, but she ended up doing it, and she does a killer job. And now we're gonna probably be stepping it up with the level of fades, because from what I understand, these clippers are pretty cool. Um, like yeah, you can like fade it from a whole bunch of fades just on the handle instead of having to put all the different plastic ends on. So it sounds like way more scaled up quality than what we're used to. I gotta address my fingertip skin here for a minute. It's this time of the year is really rough on my hands because my hands will get wet, and then with the cold, dry air that we have, everything dries out. My fingers end up getting pretty raunchy looking. All the fingertips get really sore, and anyways, when I go to get dressed, a lot of times it'll start snagging on all my clothes and things, and then it either hurts or just a pain in the butt. So I got all these. Where's the camera at? I got all these splits in there that hurt, and from pushing the wheelchair, my hands get pretty beat up in the wintertime. In addition to normal, so like that's when they're clean and fresh for the day, and then they just get beat from that. Sometimes I try and wear gloves, but sometimes those make it worse. Anyways, let's see here for today. I'm gonna grab those suspenders, and I'm telling you guys, the suspenders is the way for anybody that's in a wheelchair. Telling you, try it. Let me know if you gotta order some. I've messaged these guys before, but probably need to do it again. The ones that I use are Dickies. They do construction clothes. I'm just familiar with all their stuff in the years past being tough. So that's where I went, and hoping that they respawn and help to get it out there to people, because it'd be cool. They should if you go to their Instagram page today, tell them that there's the wheelchair dad, that they should do a special set of suspenders for the wheelchair community. Market up something cool. It'd be cool. But anyways, I got to get on their radar and push it out to people, because it would be a huge market for them if they haven't thought of that. Like, I'm sure they think about it for everything else, but it really is a major part of my planning for the day. So right away, throw these guys on. It's like a horse getting all haltered or harnessed up for the day. But just throw that on over my clean undershirt that I've got already on. My shoulder, this one is garbage. I can't even like reach over here to scratch this side. I need to get that replaced and fixed up. I've got a. It's scheduled. I don't know where it's at right off the bat. I think it's on a Saturday, isn't it? Whatever it is. And again, I need to see the wheelchair version. I need to like get rid of these clips somehow, because I put them underneath my shirt, and then it looks like I've got crazy RT going on. Let's see. So, trying to think. There's a. I'm gonna camera. There we go. So, I'm gonna show the best I can without being inappropriate here how I change my pants and stuff. But so I'm gonna turn this thing to the side and see if I can get some side profile where I'm not being too flashy. But what's that?
Me?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Gross.
So I think that will work. Let's see. Anyways. Yeah. So, I always like to be tucked in on my clothes here. Makes it easier to not have my shirts crawling up on another throughout the day. So, in just a second I'll jump around there and do. Gosh, thanks. Excuse me. Had all sorts of congestion stuff going on through the house with the kids and Andrea and everybody. But let's see, we both have a crazy day of things to do, and trying to get this tucked in. There we go. Good enough. Let's go back here to this plan B on the shorts where you can still see what I do anyways. So this is what I'm gonna wear because they're hide the dirt better when I'm outside cleaning, and then I've got shorts on because my legs go crazy when I put stuff over them. Good news, oh my goodness, good news though for today is my leg is looking a lot smaller from the whole hospital thing the other night. So that's how I start to change my clothes, is just lifting up using the frame and the tires like so. And then those there. And make sure I get one leg in each pant hole there. So, and then I get my pull my pants up as high as I can till it hits my seat cushion, and then I hook my fingers onto the pants like that, and then lift up and kind of like rock back and forth into whatever I'm wearing, and then I have to straighten them out, try to find the center, and then do it again, scoot back. And then get a good hold again, make sure my undies are where I want them, and then pull my pants up again. So that's how I prefer to get dressed. It's a little bit more challenging sometimes in different pants when they're, especially like my church pants, where they fit a little more snug on my waist, which means I have less movement to try to get them pulled up. And it'd be nice if I just had a thing I could step into and have somebody there to pull my pants up for me real quick. So anyways, that's essentially what I do. I don't know how well that turned out, but like I scoot up, hook my pants onto the waist, and then and then hook my fingers on the waist, and then I like lift up and scoot into them like that. So anyways, that's fun. And then clip these bad boys on, which is really a struggle sometimes because my shoulder on my other side there. So jeez, clip up, and then just like so. And then we've got the good old compression socks again to try to get on there, and those are always a fun battle. But oh, I might as well throw my shirt on while I'm right here too. This is one of our well, we've got, I'm not gonna wear this one actually, I'm gonna wear this other one. We've got some merch designs that we've had, and I'm going to see it through to get this going again ASAP, so I'm going to talk about it. So this is the one I'm going to wear today. It's pretty cool. It's an unstoppable. It's got this sick lion's face on it. It's really cool. And then just our normal, this is what I was wearing, just the punch it in the face stuff, which is pretty self-explanatory, I think. Get up and get it done. But there we go. Good old shoulder. There we got that. And sock battle time. So I've already got my wounds dressed for the day, and I just need to get my my compression stuff on. But I still need to wear a stocking on this foot that has all the bandages on it, otherwise the sock will just pull them all off. So battle these on, and these socks yesterday when I put those really high pressure socks on. Those were the 30 to 40 Newton whatevers. These ones are just like 20s. So instead of 30 to 40, it's like a 20 to 30. So it's like less. It's more than I have like 3 strengths basically. The ones I get off of Amazon that are probably like a 15 that are just tighter than normal socks probably. It seems like, well, they're considerably tighter but not a battle to get on. But these ones I still have to like fold inside out to get them on. And these I got on Amazon as well, and they're really good. They've held up really, really well. So if you need compression socks, I should throw a link on here to our Amazon page where we get these things from. It's seriously all about like finding the things that really work. There's so many options on there. There could be other things that work just as well, but this is the brand. It's like Stamina. Anyways, it's pretty tight, so get in here to the heel and then pull it back out so the heel comes right to the opening there, and then roll it back over my fingers. Use my knee for extra little push. But and that's why I wouldn't go on. I was upside down, so my toe was stuck in the heel. There we go. Turn it the right way. It's like normally I can pull it up a lot higher. There we go. Excuse me. And so around the corner with that, and then I still have to pull it tight up to the toes, make sure there's no creases and bunched up pieces, because those always cause problems. And then I like to come in and just reach like that. Like reach inside right here, and then hook it and use my other hand on there to help keep it hooked that way, and then pull all the slack out of it. And this is a time also where I can use my knee to help pull it tight a little bit more, but then just turn it up and shake it in there. And I've been wearing these sandals. This is not my style, you guys. Socks with open sandals is not my idea of sexy at all. But this has been like my plan to try to get rid of the infection and stuff when I was wearing my shoes that I loved so much, and they were so cool to wear. My Nike Air Force Ones. I finally had to trash them. I just didn't know how much more infection stuff was down inside them, and so I just had to toss them in the garbage. I had washed it and done stuff, but anyway, still kept getting infections and going back to the hospital. And then this way I know that my toes aren't getting all sweaty and boogered up for the day, and then I can make sure they're getting some fresh air too. And since I've been doing this, they don't get term is like wet or macerated, where your body, where we have so much water or fluid on board when we have a wound in a situation like this, where it's down at the bottom and gets lots of pressure built up on it, and I don't have the ability to exercise or do stuff to make it pump back up out of there. All the fluid goes down, and then I get edema where my legs just swell up, and then that fluid has to have somewhere to go. So if there's an opening, it's going to go out that opening. And so my socks were getting like super wet every day, like, and I didn't know what the heck was going on with all that. I know it sounds silly, but when you don't know, I guess you don't know. I just figured it was like, originally I was thinking it was because it was like sweaty and stuff, but I knew it wasn't blood, and I did not know that your body could push that much fluid out there. But so anyways, I'm trying to keep them dry and healthy looking now. This is the other foot. This wound right here on my toe that's healed up now was one of the ones that was a year and 8 months, I guess, and trying to get rid of this last time. That was a year and a half-ish, or I think it was even more than that. When February hit, when I started getting the infections, and so we didn't know where for sure. There's no way to know that that's what happened, but it seems like it'd be logical that that's why I started getting infections, because those things just wouldn't heal, even though I was going to the wound clinic, and I was still just showering the same. And if anybody else is battling like something on their foot like that, I didn't even think about it, but like I'd go take a shower and wash my feet off at the end like normal, but just having all the germs and all the bacteria on it and around it while you're showering, just gives you all sorts of potential for that bacteria to enter. And so now when I shower, I cover my toes. I use rubber gloves because they fit really tight and keep the water out, and they're cheaper than buying the great big leg covers, and then I can still wash the rest of my feet and legs and stuff, and then just get out and scrub the toes and make sure those are all clean. But that way I don't have to have them sitting on a dirty shower floor, or having all the nastiness washing across it. So anyways, there's those compression socks. These ones are the 20 to 30. These are probably what I should be wearing every day. I just wear those tight ones when there's swelling happening, because it really helps to force everything back up and out of there the best that you can. And my legs are almost the same size today, which is really exciting, because my left one's been being really annoying, and it feels like normal skin right now when I touch this squishy stuff that my daughter really loves to jiggle. It feels like the same on both sides, and so for me that's a bonus, because when it starts to swell up, it gets really heavy and like thick feeling. But there we go. Now I can stick the mic on there too and make sure you can hear me better. So that's that. I'm ready for taking on the day. Another thing I would usually do, that I'm going to do today just to demonstrate it, is through the course of the day, I have to regulate my pain with medication, and so that can take time. So during the day when I go to do these shots, I usually have my shots pre-filled so that I can just open up my lock bag and quickly do an injection that's like a pre-measured dose that works for me. And then it's just a lot quicker than having to get my medication bottle out and get a new syringe out and then fill it and cap it. And so I set up a little assembly line here, and just do what you got to do and try to make the best of all of our time be useful throughout the day. So I take and uncap all these with the storage cap. These are just the diabetic syringes. They're like a 3/10 scale. So that's like what I use. It's all backwards, I guess, on the camera, but they're 0.3 ml, 31 gauge with a 8 mil, or basically 5/16 long gap or needle on it. I usually just fill a bag worth, but I really want to monitor where I'm at on what I've been using and make sure that I don't double use any of them. Sometimes it's because I go through so many a month, I'll use a needle I'll use it twice. More than that, I can't use it anyways, but on occasion I'll just refill that, especially if it's like a situation where I only did a bag worth in there, which is 10, and then I've run out at some point during the day, so then I get just a single syringe out, and it just takes more time. So anyways, after I use one for the second time, or if I had trouble with one at all, like I bend the needle over when I get done with it to put the cap on to make sure I don't reuse it anymore. Otherwise, like, just out of nature, sometimes I'll get tempted, so I like bend it over. You know, if you see it there, so I bend it over and then cap it. And so then if I try to straighten it back out, it just breaks it off. It's crazy how much they get doled when you're filling them up. But anyways, that's a part of my regular stuff. I'm going to kind of hit some questions as I do this boring part here, and try to get things going, catch up on what you guys have been sharing on here or asking. You guys, if you have questions and you really want to make sure that I don't miss it, if you do a super chat, it'll really I'll make sure I always answer the super chats before we end a call, and it also flags on my screen that there's a super chat, so it like slaps me in the face with a look over here and answer this. So I'll always try and do that, and let's see what y'all got, and then I'll just show you the rest of the things I'm doing as I get ready to head outside. I really wish there was a way to keep these up on the screen. There probably is, but I'll pull these guys up. Let's see. just want to say hi to all you guys, all my regular people. I appreciate you guys being here. Parth, that's cool. The Hummer, Parth is just saying, the Hummer was your dad's dream car too. I want an H1 still, so we'll get this one done for Andrea, and then down the road I want to get one. I am curious, Mariah, Mighty Mariah, about your random comment saying, I would not advise getting hit by a car on an electric bike. That does not sound like you had a fun day. But Peggy bring up Bringman, there we go. Has a question, says, Dan, I want to ask what part you hurting? What caused your pain? Those are good questions, Peggy. When I had my fall, I was building a house, helping a friend of a friend, and we were setting the trusses for the roof, and somebody didn't nail the bracing off, so when I was standing up on the very peak, like on the very peak of the roof, where it looks like a roof like that, everything started to roll, and like dominoes, I was standing up on the top. When it started to go, there wasn't anywhere to step off to. There wasn't like another floor or any walls or anything soft. It was just either the garage floor was about 30 feet down, but if I went and rolled inside the house, there'd be a possibility of ending up in the basement, which was like an additional 10 feet down. So that was pretty sketch feeling. So when I fell, the trauma from the fall, I broke my back in several spots. So I cracked my C1 vertebrae up at the top, and then blew my L1 apart, which is about your belly button level. My L1 exploded. It's actually where I used to sling my hammer on my tool belt in the bag. And I think what happened is I had landed on that. And when I landed, it exploded that vertebrae. And so I broke, L1 exploded, and then S2, 3, and 4, so like my sacrum or your coccyx area, it was smashed hard. So I must have like gone down and really landed on like my butt area, like boom. So broke my S2, 3, and 4, broke my pelvis in a couple places. So my pelvis was broken, and then collapsed my left lung and tore my spleen, so I was bleeding internally as well. And yeah, I was having a rough go, and so I was broken in two pieces, and then the amount of trauma sustained from that is what started another condition called adhesive arachnoiditis. I know it sounds made up. It's really weird. It's on like the rare disorder and disease list, and it's something that we try and teach people about on here because it's not known about, but it seems like it's probably way more common than people know, just because of all the things that could cause it, like the shot. Yeah, thanks, babe. The shot women get when they're having a baby, an epidural, is like one way that you could easily cause it. Anything that punctures that spinal cord sleeve potentially opens up an area for scar tissue to start to build, and on a small scale that could like start to blow up, and then before you know it, you've got adhesive arachnoiditis growing, or at least arachnoiditis. So arachnoiditis is the scarring of the spinal cord. So then instead of your nerves all free floating in fluid like this, they're like stuck together. So that's arachnoiditis. And then the adhesive arachnoiditis is, instead of just being stuck together, they're like stuck to the sidewall in your spinal cord. And that's where all the bending, lifting, and twisting and everything else comes into effect and really hurts it. And then that's what causes all of the insane pain. And it can get really, really brutal. It's been a challenge, and it took 4.5 years before we figured out what it was. It just kept getting worse, and I was having more and more pain, and it was just ugly. And so when we got it figured out, we finally found a couple of things that opted in to help out with managing some of the pain and gave me my life back 100%. Like I still hurt like hell now and have really bad days and bad times and lots of pain, but it used to be all day, every day that I'd have these horrific spasms happening that we have some videos of them online, and you can probably address some of them, like going to our web page to get to it quicker. But it's really some horrible pain. Like, you just don't think you're gonna survive it when it hits. You get to a point where you've like exhausted all your physical ways to handle pain with your body. You're screaming, you're tensed up, you're whatever, and then like inside you're just like, oh my gosh, like what else is next? It's still elevating and I don't have anything left to show or use to balance the pain out, I don't know, it's hard to say, but that's really what all that was caused with. So it took 4.5 years before we stumbled into figuring out what that was, and that was just by chance, because when we were in the ER trying to find out what was going on, there was a doctor that was, two training doctors, two fellows that were standing at the foot of the bed while the ER doctor was talking to my wife, and probably me, but I don't remember any conversation. But these guys that were talking, they're like, man, this is like that arachnoiditis stuff that we were learning about. And so that name had stuck in my head. And when I got back, when I was cognitive again in our room, that was like the first thing I looked up. But it was crazy because while I was in the ER, the doctor's like, I don't know what else to do. Like, we've hit every pain med through his IV, and nothing's working. Like, he's still like just not even acting like it's affecting him at all. He's like, the only thing we have is this old medication called Toradol. It's basically like really strong ibuprofen. We can try that and see what happens. And we're like, do it. And that was like gold. It was amazing. It was like, in fact, that's part of my pain regimen nowadays when my pain is horrible and it won't come back down. That's the only thing that is like my saving grace. So that'll help stop it from going up usually, and then allow me to get it under control. So hopefully that answers a little bit of that. For a long time.
Like a crack on the seat or somewhere. The top's like kind of coming apart in a little spot from the base.
I'll have to take a look at it and see. It's on the shower.
On your seat.
Okay.
In the shower.
All right. Good thing it's under warranty. Yeah, I'll hit him up. Peggy, so that, hopefully that answered your questions, but I see you're asking for yourself because you're saying, I know my legs have been hurting a long time, and I can't use my legs like I used to, and I can't drive anymore. Went to a foot doctor. You know what? If you've had babies or if you ever had any back problems or anything that you've had injections or anything done back there, or if you've ever done a myelogram, that's something to really be leery of as well. Myelograms are like a huge proponent on causing that, but
Say that arachnoiditis can be diagnosed on an MRI.
yeah, and so arachnoiditis can be diagnosed on an MRI easily if the doctor is like looking for a diagnosis, like it's super obvious. So if you've ever been in a situation where your back's been tampered with like that and you're having these issues and you can't find an answer and you're having horrific pain and losing function and all that, definitely something to look into, but definitely keep me apprised. I'd love to know if that is anything to do with it. That'd be crazy. So let's see if this gets anybody else. Can you please tell me what the name is that you're going through? Yeah, so adhesive arachnoiditis. And it does affect people that are ambulatory, like regular, somebody that is walking and say you've had this damage to your spine and it's progressively, the pain's getting worse or you're progressively losing function. Definitely an option that it could be. And it took me 4.5 years of going to my spinal cord team, and they had no clue. Had no clue what it was. It sucked. I seriously was so frustrated and was telling Andrea, I was like, I'm not like wanting to, take anything from myself, but it was really frustrating to hurt so bad every day knowing that I was going to be doing that again the next day. So let's see. Love the suspender color. Thanks. Yeah. What's up, Vanessa? I love that you look at it like that with the YouTube family. It's fun to get on here with all of our crew. Ryan, thanks, man. Love that you're here. You and your family rock. Yeah, so if there's any more information that you want to find out about that, you can go to our website, thewheelchairdad.com, and there's more info on there about it. And that's wanting to know what the shots are for. Yeah, so the shots are my pain management throughout the day. So I dose it, my pain medicine, in a way that I use less and I don't have to use an amount that makes me feel loopy and stuff most of the time, which doesn't mean that I'm not sometimes. It's really hard if I'm tired and groggy and haven't eaten or something, and I'm sure you guys have seen when my eyes get boggly and tired, and some of it's due to crappy sleep schedule, and so I'm sure some of it's due to meds and frustration and exhaustion and all that, but just try to do the best you can, Let's see. Let's see. Anyways, Peggy, I hope that helps you out. What else we got, you guys? I'm going to buzz through these comments real quick, see if anybody's waiting for anything from me. Duck. Still alive says, God bless you and your family. All the way from South Africa. May the Almighty Christ bless you in every way. Your family and yourself. Pray for. God bless you. Thank you. We were over in South Africa earlier this year. We went to Ethiopia on a mission to bring wheelchairs over to people that needed them and didn't have a way to get them. It was really cool. So the shots, Anessa, keep on not answering all the way. So the shots are for pain management as my pain spikes. So my pain is always at like a level 3. It doesn't drop below that ever really. But if it goes to like, starts working its way up to a 4 or more, I have to hurry and grab one of these shots and use it to try to prevent it from getting worse. Because once it starts to escalate, it's really hard to tone it back down and get it under control. It's just how it is. But if I get it early, a lot of times I can keep it manageable. And the way that the medication is written, for instance, says that I can use like 0.3 mLs, which is quite a bit. In fact, I guess that would be like this full syringe. But I just use, I dose it to like 0.05 instead of the full 3. And then I can use just that little bit. And I need to keep on dialing it in. Usually I keep track of it instead of timer, because usually I can go at least 2 hours. I should be able to go like an hour and a half to 2 hours without losing much strength on that, unless my body's just really aggravated. Sometimes it takes doing a couple of those shots back to back to get things to calm down, depending on how they are. But when I pre-fill them like that, I have a lock bag that has a lock and a combination on the side or whatever, so I can just zip it shut, lock it. No, it doesn't keep everybody out, obviously, but it keeps people from just getting into it immediately and having access to any of it. So I just take it and lock it shut like that. And then they're all pre-filled in there, ready to go. I usually throw a bottle of my Ketorolac in there, or Toradol. And so if I'm out away from the house and pain starts to get real crazy, I've got that in there, along with a full 1 ml syringe, because that dose is like a full 1 ml. 1 ml is the 30 milligram strength of that. So I usually use a different needle for that. But it can really be and feel quite exhausting doing the amount of injections that it takes sometimes. So this is the 1 ml. So I'll make sure that I just have an empty one in there, because if it was full, obviously it's that much longer. But just keep that in there, and then that's the difference on the sizes. You see it with the black shirt in the background. And then I keep Band-Aids and fingernail clippers and important things like little hearts that the kids have made in there. Just whatever. It's my little man bag inside my man bag. It's like my powder bag, like whatever you girls call it. So there's that. I'm dressed and ready for the day that way. We do have we usually are pretty good about keeping our bedroom more focused and organized, and realizing that it helps to make everything a little bit better for the day. But it's still alive. It was really cool. I don't know where we're at in South Africa, but we loved it over there. It was so beautiful. It was so cool. What meds do I take? I don't know how much you're supposed to talk about those on there, but I'd use that Toradol. And then I have an internal pain pump that does baclofen. And then what else do I do? I do right now I'm taking an antibiotic every day, and I take a medication called Sunosi. Sunosi helps with my sleep, so I have two sleep issues. I have narcolepsy, and I have what's one where you can't fall asleep? Somebody knows what it is on here. Spit it out. Anyways, I have issues with sleep, so then I always feel tired and like I didn't get any sleep. One, sometimes because of the pain that I went through for the night, and then the other time is because of those conditions. So it can be frustrating for everybody that deals with me, not just me. Like, I know it drives Andrea and my baby's crazy. I hate it. So I'll be trying to pay attention to stuff with Andrea, and I just look tired and faded. And my babies, I'll be trying to read them a story and playing time or playing dolls with them, and start knowing that my eyes are like getting boogie and dumb. I hate it. So that other medication that I inject is, yeah, it's a nasty opiate, unfortunately. Let's see what else we got there, you guys. Huggy. Yeah, the little injections, that's what that is, bud. Still Alive says, love you guys, and I'll pray that you never have to take medication again. Man, I'm down for it. Goodness, I'm done with it. I think that is insomnia. What's the other sleep condition called, babe? There's like insomnia, and then what? Narcolepsy. Yeah. So, oh yeah, insomnia was the one I was looking for, but so that's the battle. But anyways, you guys, I've got to throw this out here just right at the end. As far as getting ready for the day, every night I open the end of the bed up so that I can put the pillow over here, and we've got a 7-way adjustable bed, and would raise the foot up anyways, but I just, when things are really swollen, I try to stick my leg up as high as it can be. But our bed we got from Sven and Sven. It's a crazy company sounding name, but oh yeah, Sven and Son, Sven and Son, maybe Sons. But the bed itself is really nice. This is just a bonus little shout out part as I was talking here. There we go. this bed has been really quite amazing. We have the same mattresses out in our camp trailer. They do really well, the Sven and Sons. And so we've got the adjustable bed that we've had now for several years, and it works amazingly. But the bedding part is the part I'm bragging about right now. We have this kind of bedding on all of our beds. It's called Betty's bedding, but it zips up when you're making your beds. It just makes it so easy to make it look nice. And then it has like this super nice, soft, minky lining blanket, or you can have like other lining stuff in there, but it has this extra part hanging over, so when you're in bed, you can actually be covered all the way still. It's really smart thinking. It's a Utah-based company, which again I love. But our bedding is super fancy, really nice, and it's super easy to zip up and make it look nice. Our 4 and 6 year old love to zip their own beds up and get ready for the night. And it's just really about as easy as it can get to make it look nice and tight, just like that. I can't get over to Andrea's side very good, but when I do, and then what? Yeah. Yeah. But essentially, it can be this easy. There we go. That's my own fault that it's difficult there. And I've always loved going into hotels and other fancy places and seeing like beautiful beds and things all made up nice. And over at Betty's, all their bedding comes super pretty like this. But this is how I get it done. Oh. And you can set those up nice and fancy. But we have a couple of different
beddings that we can change out in here. And there you have it. So if I can do it, make it, look how beautiful that looks. Not even zipped up all the way over there, but anyways, we've got that on all the beds in our house and in our camp trailer, and it makes it so nice in our camp trailer. Speaking of, you just zip it up real quick, and obviously you can make it look a lot fancier. Fluff the pillows up there and dial everything in right, but it just looks like something's already been done. Nice to have it just that far, so take that, and there you have it. But I'm gonna head outside and get all the outside project stuff done. We do have discount codes, speaking of that, right? We still do, on our bedding, Betty's Bedding.
Yeah.
And if you,
Mrs. Cotter.
yeah, it's on our, if you go to thewheelchairdad.com, it's on there. If you ever wanted to get some fancy bedding, it's really nice, guys. It's seriously, I got this bed set, you guys, I got this bed set for Andrea for Mother's Day. I went down there with an idea of what I wanted, and I wanted something white, but it was out of season, I guess. And they're coming up with new designs all the time, but they have, their staff down there knows how to set you up with all the fancy stuff if you want it. And they got all the cool pillows and colors, and just turned out really pretty. Then anyways, we've got like a black set and a white set, and this one, and all the kids have it on their beds. As I was saying, it's just been really nice. And on that note, I'm done and ready for the day and ready to head out of here. Just like that, lickety split, 5 minutes in and out. That's what I feel like I can get done that fast, but then you can see it's just not. It's really frustrating because I want to be super quick and not hold everybody up. And I'll be trying to go as fast as I can, and the shoulder's like not letting me be nice. And anyways, that's that. Anessa says she loves her Betty's. It's seriously the best, right? It's so nice. Yeah, I realized a minute ago when I was grabbing all the pillows over there that I didn't have the camera turned, and I couldn't talk because I was trying to carry the pillows, and I use my mouth a lot as like an extra hand. So I was sorry about that view there. I had to come into the camera and show off my mad handling skills. Much love. Remember, you guys, punch it in the face. Just do your best on everything, and don't sell yourself short. You can do way more than you give yourself credit for, I guarantee it. So be good, get it done, and don't be giving up. Love you guys. See you guys tomorrow, haircut time. Okay? Much love. Bye-bye.